Chloe Demir of Save the Victor Royal. How's everybody doing today? Amazing, I hope. It is another video from your older than average YouTuber here on the YouTubes. And today it is number 3 in Valentine's looks. So we did a affordable makeup look wearing pinks. We did using makeup from, which was also from our collection. Continuing that trend, we did with Be Perfect using a classic Carnival XL Pro. And now today, because they've released a new one and I can't afford to do a new one, I'm on that one quarterly release, which I've already bought for this quarter. I thought I would do last year's UnEarthly Cosmetics Valentines Day box, mystery box. I mean, everybody's seen what's in there, but we will go through it again, and we are going to do our next Valentine's Day look. I am going out to the cat sanctuary with my godson. That's what he wanted for his birthday, and sushi. So it might not be too extreme of a look. We will see, because I don't mind going out all out. But anyways, if you want to see yet another Valentine's Day look using makeup that's already in my collection, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. Okay, so yeah, we are going to do our best to keep pushing through and using makeup we already have instead of buying more. There is so much temptation out there, and I'm really trying hard to stick to my ice cream box, at least until May, because I want to do one full year for sure, and my one quarterly release, which I've bought, hasn't shipped, even though brands, I tell you, we've boxed thousands of PR kits. They're going to ship out right away. It's been a week. I still haven't seen anything. But am I surprised? Not really, but I had ordered the Glam Light Betty Boop collection. But one of my favorite brands, which happens to be UnEarthly, did another Valentine's Day box. It looks beautiful. I believe it also has blushes in liquid blushes. It has brushes, I believe. It looks really nice. But again, we are trying to be good. So what I thought we would do, as I said in the intro, we are going to play with the original Valentine's Day mystery box. And then I've added some highlighters from the Get Groovy from the summer. It was in the summer. It was like a summer mysteries box. They did a small and a large. This was from the large that I was gifted from Wilma. So in this palette, this one came originally with, or has still, because I kept it all. I have 3 lippies. So we've got 2 neutrally shades, and then we have this nice pinky shades. It has the fun top there with the glitter on top. It would be fun if the glitter matched, but I guess that would be pretty expensive to keep changing the glitter top, so I get it. There was this shimmery blush, kind of like blush highlighter duo or trio, I would say, or like a duo. You can have multi-uses. You can just use it as blush and highlighter, a blushy together, or just use a highlighter blush. And then we had this palette here, which I know for a lot of people was a little bit of a disappointment. It was not quite as Valentine's as I thought, but then at the same time, UnEarthly is always trying to be a bit more original and not kind of follow everybody else. But this was definitely a more neutrally feeling than we were used to. But I do like this palette, so I thought it would be fun to do a look with this, and I do love that red. And then, like I said, we are going to be using from the Get Groovy, I think. We'll see how the blush looks. I'm going to do maybe a little bit of the highlighter from that collection. So I've done my base. Generally, I don't find too much fallout with UnEarthly. Maybe if I use a black, which I don't think, no, there's no blacks in here, so there is a dark brown. So fingers crossed I don't get anything all over my face, and we will do a look. So I have my base, which I'm wearing the Believe Beauty foundation that I got in a drugstore swap with the primer. I've got 2 powders on, actually. I set with my Fenty Lavender, and then I quickly went over with my Laura Geller. It's technically a foundation, but it's so nice and highlighty that I like to use that to set as well. And a little bit of my almost done, so excited, we should be done within this month for sure, my bronzer from Color Effects that I've been hard panning. Usually I go pretty quick through bronzers, but this little one, like my first one that I got from Charlotte Tilbury, I went through pretty quick, but this one is like definitely a stronger formula. Would we go with that? Okay, so let's do an eye look. I have a little bit of my Gerard Cosmetics here to use. I thought I had grabbed but I don't know if oh, I guess I must have left it in the other room, but we'll just use another brush. I had pulled out my little brush that I use for putting on primer, but that's okay. We got a whack of brushes in front of us, so something else will work. And yeah, so I thought we're going to use the white primer because I've been really liking this primer. I don't want to open another one yet. My P. Louise is basically almost done. So I thought and I have a few like other ones I think open that I'm going to need to work on too, but I really like this one, and a little bit goes a long way. Oh, and then for brows, I used my Score from Oma Beauty, which was for, what did I pay, $2 for a dual-ended brow, which had the pencil and the gel on the other side. Has a little bit of color into the gel. It's not quite too clear. It's in blonde, but I had gone back to see if I could get another one because I was quite enjoying it. All they had was super dark colors left, which there was no way I would get away with. Even though I've dyed my hair black, my brows are still the dirty blonde that my natural hair color is, which I guess nobody will ever see again. I dyed my hair for years, only went back a couple times, and now they're coming in gray. So there we are. Okay, so we are nice and primed, and let's play with some eyeshadow. Alrighty, so these do have names. Let me take out so I don't have to wear glasses. I have my magnifying glass. So I think, what do I want to do? So I did a red look. I've already done a pink look. So let's try to do something that's kind of burgundy-ish. So I'm going to start with this shade that's called Sensual. That's that shade there. I don't think I've actually used that. I think in here I've used the reds, the pinks, and I might have did a neutral look, but I don't think I used those burgundies. So anyways, we're using Sensual, and we're going to start with that. We are going to take a slightly fluffy-ish brush, but with a little bit of an angle. And be very careful. We will use our hand as a little, one of those little, I have a mixing thing, but it's sometimes when you pat it off, you get a little bit less fallout and the color goes on a little bit smoother. That is a Cosmic Peaches trick, which I've been trying to use, especially when I know something is super bright. I've been doing that with blushes a lot, not just the eyeshadows. So I've been really liking, I still have to really recreate the look of that girl that I saw that did this really interesting shaped high. I've been kind of slightly mimicking it, but the way she does it with the bottom liner, I really do need to do it at some point. I mentioned it a few times, but I'm going to find the right palette that I want to do that with. Maybe the one in the ice cream box, if that ever ships, because that sure hasn't either. So I doubt I'm going to get my Betty Boop Valentine's release in time for Valentine's, and I'm thinking I'm not getting my ice cream in time. So I'm glad I decided not to wait to, to Valentine's look, because I would have been sorely disappointed. I don't know how many people are liking the looks. I don't think I'm getting as much views with it, but I'm having fun because, like I said, trying to be a, a good example to people by using as much of my collection and not buying so much anymore. Like I said, I have such beautiful makeup, and the stuff expires as it gets older, so it's ridiculous not to use it. So there we are. Always one eye better. Generally it's this one, but today I'm liking how it's going down on this eye, I tell you. All right, let's see here. So this one just had a nicer angle and a little bit more blended there. So I'm going to take a super floof. I'm going to see if I can fix this side a little. Yeah, just wanted to really blend it out so that way I can try and make it look a little bit more like that. little bit more. This one has a bit. Okay, I don't think it's going to be exact, but it's right. I've got my eyes go two different ways a little bit. So we're going to just add a little bit more back on the outside. I'm really liking this color. It's pretty. It's blending nice. And of course, because it's on a white, it will be lightening more than it would if I used a more neutral base. But and we can always add color, but it's a little bit harder generally to take it off without making a mess. So yeah, I'm liking that better. Oh, I think I know what the issue is. Okay, hold on. Slow the line. I'm going to... There we go. Now I think it matches a little bit better. This one was just a little bit pointed, a little bit too high. And I really like the shape that one's doing. So let's... All right. It's not going to be perfect, but here we are. So that is the shade Sensual. So what was the other shade? We got that shimmer. I think we're going to use the shade that is called Generous as our next shade. So that's that one, kind of a neutrally pink. Actually, let's grab the Super Floof. Yeah, okay, that's good. We're going to add some more of the other shade, but I was just wanting, I guess what I'm really doing is kind of laying out the shape I like, and then we can add some more color, because again, you can always add, it's just harder to take away or change it up without making a mess. And since I have my base on, I'm trying not to get any kind of fallout either. But this Gerard Cosmetics base is really good. When I run out, I think I'm going to be sad. There is a place in Canada, I think, that sells it, so I might try through them. But I have to use some other ones first. That's like farther down the year, maybe next year. Like with this one, a little goes a long way. It's a small jar, but it's small but mighty. All right, so I think we've just kind of laid out the shape I like. We will be doing a little bit more intensifying and playing. Okay, so I'm gonna blend with a little bit of, wash my brushes. I'm running out of brushes. Okay, so I'm going to use the shade, the light. I know we're doing more burgundy. I will darken, but I'm going to use, what is the shade called? Chemise. So I'm just going to use a little bit of chemise to blend around the top there, and then we are going to darken the burgundy. Now I kind of figure out what this shape is. It's kind of like a fan shape. That's what I'm kind of digging. Okay, so now we've got our shape all laid out. I'm going to use the small brush that I use for blending here. I'm going to go back into Sensual, and I'm going to do the bottom line here. I have to admit, I was naughty last night. I was very tempted. I was looking at the Florasis website, and they have some beautiful palettes that are fan shaped, and they have one that's like beautifully bright colors, like red and green, like for Chinese makeup, very bold looking shades. And it wasn't actually too expensive for like such beautiful packaging, but I was a good girl, I didn't do it. Okay, so now that we've laid that all down, now I want to intensify, actually I'm going to use that brush. So we're going to go back into Sensual, so that is that burgundy shade, and we're going to try and get a little bit more intensity here. So sometimes when you're putting on shadows, like having your eyes all the way open and then closing them at different angles, then you can kind of see, because most of the time, again, you're going to be wandering around with your eyes open, right? So if something is a little bit, has a more interesting shape, it doesn't matter, because you're not going to be walking around like that. So you want to make sure that when you've got your eyes open, you've got the look that you want to see. And then, like I said, if you've got one eye that droops a little bit more than the other, or has more wrinkles than the other, or whatever, or scar, sometimes the shape will be slightly different on each eye. Yeah, there we go. And this color builds really nice. Again, I'm putting it on a white base so that at the beginning it does lighten it a lot. I'm going to add some black liner, I think. Okay, so I think we've got the shape that we are liking right now. So we are going to, I think, so the shimmer that we want to use on the lid is called Intoxicating. So that is that shade there. So I'm going to, actually let's use the angled brush here. Let's try not to, because I'm starting to run out of brushes, let's try not to make me have to wash even more. So I've got this spray from Florence by Mills. It is aggressive. So I don't like to use it on my face very often. I like to use it more for shimmery shadows. So that goes on nicely. There you go. This is a really pretty shimmer. I will admit I used it a few times early on last year and I've not touched it since. So I'm trying to remember. Okay, so I think I want to put, so pretty. Blends really nicely. I think I want to put another shimmer up front. So they're mostly darker neutrals, and we also have, so this one is called Alluring. So it is this really light pink one, but I thought that might be nice for inner corner. But then we also have Radiant, which is this one, which I think is more of a white. Yeah, maybe that one for the inner corner. And then we also have one that's called Mesmerizing, which is, let's stick it in the middle here, which is, oh, it looked way more purple, but maybe it does have a bit of a pink. Maybe we can use that for the front part. Let's try that. Let's do it. All right, we're gonna again use that same brush. And we're gonna go into here. Ooh. Give it a spritz. Yeah, aggressive. Yeah, I think that works with that. Yeah, these are what I like about Unearthly Shimmers too. You don't have to use your finger, because I know a lot of people don't, so you can happily use a brush and they go on absolutely lovely. Okay, and then for the inside of our eye there, we are going to use Radiant. So again, that was the more whiter shade. We're going to use that for our inner corner here. Oops, I didn't clean that brush off very well. Got a little pink in there now. Alrighty, there we go. And then I'm going to give one more quick blend underneath. I do want a liner, which I didn't bring yet. So let's finish off the rest and then we will play. We'll go find ourselves a liner. I did bring mascara, but I didn't forget. I didn't bring liner. Okay, so we are going to play. This is the Surrender Glowy Blush Palette. They were the 3 shades on here. There is Passionate, Romantic, and Luscious. So Passionate, Romantic, and Luscious. All 3 could work. I think this is, this one, I think. So let's go with Passionate and let's see what we can do here. I didn't bring my favorite blush brush. Let me go grab that and then some liner on. Okay, so I was really excited. I gotta stop saying okay. So I forgot that I had this. I found a black liner that I was gonna use, and then I thought, oh, then there's this red one that I have, and then I saw this one from ZZ, and it is I can't read the color because it's in Chinese, but it is a dark red color. So I thought maybe let's play with that, and we'll do that before we do blush and stuff. So pray with me that this works and looks good. It was very dark, like that it had like a black cherry almost, maybe, right? Yeah, then I got a little bit dark as well. Yeah, there we go. Darken my lash line a little bit. So we'll leave the mascara part though for last. So let's be brave. So we decided we're gonna use that shade Passionate, right? So we are going to, I've been really loving these Dose of Colors brushes. So we are going to gently dip into here because I remember these being pretty intense. So let's see. There we go. I think I might have tapped it off a little bit too much, but again, I'd rather build it than have to fight with it after. So yeah, there we go. It's nice and shiny. And if you just gently dip into it, you get that little bit of color, and then you can just build it up to the opacity that you want. I'm gonna use these more. Thought keeping them in the collection on the shelf and me seeing it all the time would definitely make me use things more, but I don't know if that was true. Okay, there we go. See, this is building up nicely. Just taking a little bit, patting on my hand, and then putting it on. And then we get this nice shiny blush that goes with our eye look, but isn't too crazy. Okay, it looks a little bit more crazier in person, but not by much. All right, there we go. Look at us all blushy and glowy. So last up for the Unearthly makeup, we are in the Get Groovy. These I know are kind of peachy goldy. This one's a little bit more on the peach side, so I'm gonna go with this one that is a little bit more towards the gold, and we're just going to add a little gold. And my other new kind of favorite brush, which is also Dose of Colors. Don't know where the third one went, but I've been using these two like absolute crazy. So this shade is called Slick. The other one, just for record, is called In Your Dreams, but we're using Slick. There we go. That's nice, right? Alrighty, so even though it's very aggressive and I rarely use it on my face, maybe if I hold it really far back, we can set with the Florence of Mills. So fingers crossed. Ooh, even from a million miles away. Oh, aggressive. Aggressive. Alrighty, so let's leave that to dry before we do some mascara. Then we are going to go into the lippies. So we have 3 different ones. This one is like, which I think is the one we're gonna use. Can I see the names on there? I took them out of their boxes, so I may not have the names anymore. Yeah, it doesn't have, it just has numbers, or does it have colors? Oh no, it does. It does have names. It's just the little, you know, the little plastic where the machine cuts off. It's kind of right in the middle of the name. Okay, so this one is called Flirt. Is it Flirty or Flirt? Flirt. Then we've got one that's called Dreamy, and then the slightly darker neutral is called Delight. Generally, I was going to say, because I'm going to go have lunch and see cats, that I would do a more neutral, but this raspberry I remember being just really quite nice. And I do have a bit of a lip liner, so I've got this one from P. Louise, so let's just line our lips a little bit. I had a lack of lip balm on because my lips were dry this morning. Wowza. So the lip liner is just nicely melding in there. And then we've got this raspberry shade called Flirt. Going on a little bit darker than I remembered, but still really beautiful. Yes. Stick that in our purse and take that with us today. And then let's go put some mascara. And then I'm gonna go put on some earrings, put some stuff away, and then we will come back and have final thoughts because everything will be dried down. Our look complete. So this is from UnEarthly Cosmetics. I have one from Believe as well that has a little bit thicker than this. And then I have one from Temu. I really like these mascaras with the teeny weeny baby ones. When you have almost no lashes, I know these are supposed to be more for bottom lash mascara, but they really do help. I could put, a lot of times what I like to do is use these to kind of really separate my lashes and then use another mascara on top, like my Essence on top, to get a more thicker lash overall, but this nicely spreads them out. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna go put earrings and things on, put a few things away, and then by then everything will have set, and then we can come back and talk. All right, there we go. Everything's had a chance to dry down a little bit. Put on my little cat earrings, some jewelry, so that way I am ready to go when I am done here. So this is my Valentine's Day look number 3. Kind of pinky burgundy-ish, and using our UnEarthly Cosmetics Valentine's Day Mystery Box from 2023 because we cannot buy the 2024. So anyways, yeah, so that we use the Surrender palette, we use the Surrender glowy blush, and then we use the raspberry shade called Flirt from here, and then we just added a teeny bit of highlighter from another mystery box. We used again the shade called Slick. So there we go. So this is Valentine's Day look number 3. I hope you like it, and you will be using more of the products you already have. And if you did own this and you haven't used it in a while, that maybe this inspired you to use it. So anyways, that's it from me. If you like this video, please give it a like, a comment, and subscribe, and maybe even hit that notification bell. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends. We can still play with UnEarthly Cosmetics together. As always, behave, make good choices, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.